Coming to you from the CFE Arena at the University of Central Florida in Orlando, our first robotics competition, Orlando Regional Coverage, is proudly powered by the Microsoft Store. Whether you're programming a robot, playing a game, or doing homework, the Microsoft Surface is the tablet that can replace your laptop. You can get your Microsoft Surface, Xbox One, and more by going to PLUGHITZLive.com/Microsoft. Anyway, our next guest is here with us. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Go ahead and introduce yourself for us.
Okay, my name is Martin Lizarraga, Team 1972, Searing Engineering from California.
Oh.
Come a long way.
Yeah. That's cool. So what brings you guys from California here? Obviously, you've got regionals that are much closer. I think Utah is this weekend as well.
Yeah.
So what brings you here?
Well, just the thought of leaving the California, since we're so close to the border, like there's really nothing to do, and we usually go to San Diego.
Okay.
But like once every 4 years when money is like going well, we try to take a big trip. Sometimes we go to 3 years ago we went to Hawaii. And yeah, like every few years we try to do a big trip, you know.
I'd go to a Hawaii regional.
I would too.
Yeah, very nice.
We could do a show there.
I was going to say, we should do first looks from the Hawaii regional. That's awesome.
So how many years has your team been around?
We've been around for about 12 years.
Okay. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been on the team?
I've been on the team for 3 years now. I loved it. But greatest thing I've ever joined.
And what's your role on the team?
I'm in pit crew and I'm a driver as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and when we're on the field, I take care of controls and stuff like that. I measure the robot and put it on the field, make sure everything is exact. And yeah, like pressure's on me. Pressure's on the drive team.
I was gonna say, yeah. Once the 6 weeks is up, it's all you.
Yeah, it's all drive team. Like the 6 weeks. Once it's 6 weeks, it's all pit crew. And then once you're at regionals, like pit crew's done unless the robot has failure. But like out there, it's just drive team and team depending on you.
What's the hardest thing about being on the drive team?
On the drive team, just the pressure, like it gets you. Like if you mess up, team would be like, oh, I could have done better than you. Why are you there? And that's the thought.
No, I understand that.
So how have you been doing on the field?
Well, today we're 3-1. We just took down the #1 team, so that was a big win.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Were you driving?
No, I let another kid drive.
You were on the other drive team. Okay.
That's psychically satisfying, though, to take down the
definitely.
top seed.
When we were queuing up, we were like, "Hey guys, it's a big match," and we wrote out everything that was gonna happen if we lost and we won, and we were like, we have to take down #1. We have to. And once we saw the score, you should have seen the cheering that we had down there. It was crazy.
I bet.
So what all can your robot do?
So what we do is we just grab gears from the station over there, and we bring it over, and we put it on the peg, lift it up. We used to shoot balls into the little hole, but
the goals?
Yeah, into the goal, but now we don't anymore. We are now
fuel tank or
it's called the fuel tank.
Boiler.
The boiler, yeah. We used to put fuel in the boiler tank. Yeah.
Okay, so this game is the most themed.
It's also pretty complex.
Yeah, it's definitely a complex game.
It's a lot of things going on at once.
It's a very themed game this season, and everything has a very themed name. So you were saying you used to shoot.
Yeah,
balls.
We used to shoot now, and then we were like, guys, we need to climb. We need the points.
Okay.
Because we weren't making enough points. We were probably making, I'd say, 3 out of 6. Out of 6 shots, we're probably making 3.
Okay.
That's 1 point. If we climb, we make 50. That's 50 times the points that we would usually. We were like, what can we do? We're from California. We don't have the parts. So we went to the top team, S.P.A.M, and they're the greatest people you'll meet. Like, even though they're top, they're a very humble team. Like, we're like, hey guys, for California, we don't have the parts. Would you guys like to help us? And the mentors were like, yeah, let's go over. They're like, okay guys, this is what you need to do. They actually they cut out parts for us. We took down our shooter, and they're actually building it right now.
Wow.
As the interview goes on. Yeah.
That's
so cool.
Gracious professionalism right there for you.
Thank you, S.P.A.M. Thank you.
They are a really cool team.
Yes.
We've had them on the show a number of times. We've known them for years. They're a really cool team.
You gotta love getting help from the community, though.
Yeah,
If you are having an issue, this is what FIRST is. You can talk to the community. You can ask them for help.
Yeah,
they normally help right away.
Yeah, like in other sports, like usually you don't ask your team, you don't ask the other team.
Right.
You want them to not be
Yeah,
good.
they're your opponent.
They're
But
your-
in first, everybody works together
Yeah.
because they want you to be the best, so that they
if you're
can.
gonna beat you, I want to beat the best. I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat you at your half capability.
Yeah.
I want to beat you at 100%.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
definitely.
And that's what I love about first,
Yeah.
like the love and not wanting your opponent to suck and to be bad. They want them to be good. You want everyone to be good.
One of the interesting stories that has actually come out of the Orlando Regional a couple years ago was on the way here. We had two teams whose trailer let go of the truck.
Yeah.
And the trailer spit the robots onto the interstate, and they shattered. So the two teams got here, had no robots, went to the pits, and they collected from the pits all of the parts to rebuild both robots and compete on the field. You're not going to find that in football.
No, you're not.
No, you are not. So you said this is your third year on the team. Does that mean you're a junior?
I'm a senior.
You're
I actually started my sophomore year. I was looking for a club. I wandered in there, and I was like, hey, this seems interesting. And then our mentor had a meeting, and he talked about like the opportunities and like going to college, become an engineer, and I liked it. And ever since, I want to become an engineer now. Actually.
So you do want to be an engineer.
Yeah.
So being a senior, where are you going? Are you going to college?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, before I was in the club, I wasn't really good at school. Like I didn't really care. And then once I got on the team, I was like, hey, I want to be like my alumni. Like we have guys that work at Qualcomm, Toshiba, and like they're doing well. And I was like, I want to be like them. So like, I started taking great classes. Got straight A's like ever since, like 4.7.
Wow.
And like actually the team, like last summer I took a robotics class at UCSD. So like being in the club, like it's helped me. And this year I applied to Stanford, UCLA, Berkeley, and hopefully I land a spot at one of them.
Well,
hopefully.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So I lost my question.
Were you going to ask about participation after graduation? Because
Yeah.
I was going to. You're going to stay involved in first after you graduate?
Yes. My team, like our alumni, they come back and they're like, hey guys, let's help them. And they usually sometimes buy us food. They help us with parts. They're great guys. Like it's your family,
Yeah.
You build a family in first. And yeah, after I graduate, I'll come back, help them out with parts. Teach the rookies like how to program, how to build, fabricating, all that stuff.
So one of the things that we have here in Florida is a very active alumni association. Do you guys have that in California?
Well, because in our community, there's two teams.
Okay.
And like, the first isn't popular with it. Engineering is not popular with it. It's just law enforcement. Since it's so close to the border, it's like everybody wants to become a teacher and a border patrol agent. Hardly any kids want to become engineers. Probably like 4 from my school are going to become, and they're from the club.
Sure.
So the club is what creates the engineers.
But like at the universities, are there alumni associations?
We don't have a university at our. We don't have universities that are in our community.
But I mean, like you said you were looking at UCLA.
Yeah.
And Berkeley and Stanford. Do they have first alumni associations? Because almost all of the universities here in Florida have a first alumni association.
I'm not really sure about that, but what I do know is they have another program called MESA.
Okay.
And it's called Mathematics, Engineering, Science Achievement.
Okay.
And like I know like they have programs there that help middle schools, and they hire the college students
That's awesome.
as like mentors for the kids and teach them about engineering and stuff like that.
That's awesome. That sounds like a great program.
So yeah, I'll probably if I go to a school that doesn't have a first alumni association, I'll probably do MESA, and
Cool.
And I'm still will inspire kids to become engineers.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's the same goal.
Same goal, just different programs.
Or you can even start your own first alumni
Yeah,
organization if it's not already at your school.
Because I'm sure every engineering school is gonna have a first alumni.
Oh yeah.
It will.
First is so big, it'd be crazy not to have.
At least I'm saying at least 100 at each school.
Is this the only regional you guys are participating in this season?
Yeah, we only do one regional per year.
Okay.
We don't really.
It's an expensive program.
Yeah, it is.
And is FRC the only league that you participate in? Have you done any FTC or
No,
anything
we just have
before
FRC.
Okay.
Just FRC.
Gotcha. So, unless you're on the winning alliance, your season could continue.
Hopefully,
this,
yes,
right?
yes. That's what I was hoping. Like when we took down one, I was like, okay, I have hope now, because we lost the first match, and I was just like, no.
Uh-oh.
And then once we got 3 straight wins, I was like, okay, we have hope. There's hope,
Well, we're rooting for you up here.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, we haven't gotten to talk to many teams yet about the intricacies of the game. So, you've been on the team for 3 years. You've seen 3 games now, right? So, How does this one compare to the others?
Okay, well, they all compare because you don't want to work, and you want this team, this team game works as like wanting to want teams to cooperate, right? Because you're not gonna win this game by yourself. You could be the best robot out there, and you can be playing 3 teams that are rookies, and you're most likely will lose because this team is about cooperation, working with people, and getting to know their weaknesses and their strengths before each match. You have to ask, hey, what can you do? What can you not do? Okay, this is what we would do now. And
where can we fill in?
Yes, you have to work with each other.
Yeah.
That's what they all compare to. And if they win, you win. If they lose, you lose.
Yeah.
And that's how they compare. You know?
So, on a difficulty level, this one compared to the last 2 seasons.
This is a bit easier because all you have to, like most teams, what I'm seeing is they just drop a gear and put it on. Last year you got to go through boulders and have to shoot a ball, angle it. You have to get your gyro correct. You know?
And there were different things to cross.
So you had to have different adaptations on your robot, either to open the door, help your team cross the door, have wheels that won't break as you go through the boulders because they were uneven, like high levels, low levels.
And some teams went for the wedge robot to be able to go under the one.
Yes, under the low bar. Yeah, that's what it was called.
So you had some that were just wedge robots.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what you saw. Most robots were about like 12 foot high because that was the goal. That was the easiest one. All you had to do was go through a tablecloth, and there was no obstacles other than it being short. And the other ones, like your robot, was gonna break if you went through them.
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of different things to interact with last season. And you didn't know what you were going to be interacting with because the pieces changed.
Yeah.
Which made it even more complex.
So the pieces changed between each round.
They'd move around, and there were like 6 slots, but 8 pieces.
Yeah,
so you didn't even know what.
And
what
like the teams would root. Like I remember the audience would root like which ones they wanted. They would want the difficult ones. Like, no, guys, don't root. Like, give me the easy ones.
I know from being part of our first Tech Challenge that looking at this field and looking at everything that happens every single year, I just kind of like, whoa, how did they do this? Because I was part of FTC and not FRC. So I'm kind of like, I feel like a deer in headlights when I'm looking at the field and everything that happens. What is going on?
Yeah, because, this field has people in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's what I like about this one. Like, there's more human player interaction. Like before, like 2 years ago, the human player all he would do was pull noodles across the field. Last year he just feed balls. Like this year,
to this day, I don't understand how the pool noodles.
The pool noodles. Yeah, like this year, like you're not gonna win without your human player. Like he's very important.
So what do they do?
Okay, well. There's 2 human players, the pilot and then the human player on the side, one that drops the gears in, and then once that lifts up the gears once it's on the peg, right? So it makes the human player more important to the game because without the guy that drops in the gear and without the guy that's on the pilot, you're not going to win. You're going to score 0 points.
Wow.
Gotcha. I have not had a chance to pay attention to the game this year. I watched a little bit from the South Florida Regional last weekend.
Yeah.
But seeing it online and seeing it in person are not the same thing.
Yeah. It's like, wow, I'm actually here. Like when you see it in the big screen when you're queuing up, you're like, okay, it's like on TV, like watching a football game. And then when you come over to the side, you're like, wow, it's right there.
Yeah, this is a fun event. So, thanks for taking the time to come talk to us today.
Right. Thank you very much.
Good luck on the field.
Okay.
Top 8.
All right. Thank you.